Hey guys, welcome back to another live stream. This is your boy Luis, and I have my co-hosts here.
Chris here, guys. Welcome back.
What's up, guys? Another one. DJ Caladalia. DJ Joe. It's Joe.
It's Joe.
Joe.
It's
Hey,
okay.
guys.
It's okay, Joe. Joe's a little bit rusty. You know what I'm saying? You know, it was Thanksgiving last week. He kind of had a little bit of turkey. You know, I mean,
Yeah.
it'd be alright.
Slap the
Slap the
ham,
ham.
per se.
But guys, thank you guys again for supporting us, tuning in to another live stream here at Sky Guy Collectors. We want to thank you guys. We hit 500 subscribers. Oh my gosh, thank you. I know I speak on behalf of all of us that we are surprised. we hit our 2-year anniversary. We hit our 2 years. We've been doing this for 2 years. I can't believe it. Yo,
Hey, man.
2 years. Chris and Joe, do you have a quick like thanks that you want to tell the fans or the audience or whatever you want to call
Well, Chris, I guess I'll start because I'm rude.
Go ahead. That's fine.
Want to thank my grandmother because I want to take that away from Louise because I think it's time to be original in 2023. And quite frankly, we've been dropping the ball on that. So I want to thank you guys. This has been fun. It's been a nice diversion to be able to jump out of the professional world and dive into geeky things. I mean, even in my regular business, I bring lightsabers up. I think it's important. Self-defense. The apocalypse is probably coming, and you better have a lightsaber by your side.
Yes.
Thank you guys. Really, thank you for inviting me and letting me hang out and nerd talk with you guys. I love it.
What about you, Chris?
Thank you. Thank you to everybody. Cheers.
We do not.
It's apple
Juice. Okay, see, this is where my mind is going. All right, guys, this is my bad. This is my bad. Okay.
Well, thank you very much to everybody. Appreciate it. I would like to thank Luis and Joe. If this wouldn't be possible with these crew guys, so thank you, and thank you to our subs. I can't believe this. This is amazing. Really, really amazing.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to another year.
Thank you, guys. And we're on the road to 1,000. We believe that we could do that, but it's because of your guys' support. And Joe, tell them about their support. Tell them what they can do for us right now.
Well, the next one to call in is going to get a free Pop Funko doll. I don't really know what those are because I don't collect them. But Chris, tell them all about it. Just put them
You
on the
get a
spot.
nice Funko Pop.
A nice
Oh.
Funko Pop. He did not swear, so calm down, Zuckerberg. Don't censor us.
You're not going to win this one.
Right. Oh.
Wait, so Joe, you said they can call. So where can they call in?
I mean, you guys can call us directly at what's that 80s song number?
80s song number.
867
5309. It's a 908 area code though. So if you get Janine, tell her I'm sorry.
But yeah, guys, you heard my boy Joe. Guys, you guys gotta dial in, hit that button, right? Hit that like, hit that subscribe, and don't forget
Smash that like.
Smash that.
You gotta
Smash it.
Smash that button.
Smash that like, bruh.
Like Hulk smash.
Hulk smash
Yeah.
that button.
No.
And then don't forget to also smash that bell. It's the only way that you guys can get notifications when we drop videos, when we go live, and when Joe is about to about to do his like lightsaber battles. I'm just saying it's coming. You guys are not ready, but I'm just saying.
They're not. I'm not even ready, quite frankly. I'm trying to limber up for the new year.
You heard him. He's about to lube up for you
Yeah.
guys in the new year. I don't know what that
No,
means.
limber.
But, you know what I'm saying? That's
Limber,
sorry.
sir, limber.
Yeah, sorry. But
There's children that follow us. This isn't an oil change shop. I don't know anything
Uh-oh.
about cars.
you better get that oil change. But anyway, guys, let's get right into it. We are excited. We got some
Yes.
hot topics for you guys. But my boy Chris
Hot
is about to
takes.
lead us into our first discussion.
All right, guys. So our first topic, I believe all three of us has seen it. What did you guys think of Wakanda Forever? And let's shoot it over to Luis.
Wakanda Forever. Oh man, Well, I'm not sure what I said last time. I think they approached the movie with a lot of grace. Um, it's kind of heavy, especially because we know about Chadwick. But again, I think it's the best Marvel movie of the year, not the best Marvel movie of Phase 4 or all times. Um, but that's just my personal opinion. And yeah, I think the movie overall was great. I enjoyed it. It did bring some life and gave me some hope for Phase 5.
Cool. How about you, Joe?
Overall, I liked it. It was one of those movies that you could walk away from very well directed. I think they did the best they could. I was actually surprised, although I hated the effects, but I was actually surprised of how well they did with the Riri character. Riri,
Oh yeah, Riri Williams.
Yes, Lady Ironheart,
Yeah.
Lady Man. So I thought overall, I think they took the best of the situation that they could do. I think it really honored Chadwick in a really classy way. But the thing I think is the biggest standout of that movie was the performances of the entire cast, like every single one, even the people's names that I can't remember, but the little sister, Lupita. No, that's not Lupita. Lupita did a great job too. I didn't like that part. I didn't like where they all had like Iron Man suits, but the main leads did phenomenal, like phenomenal. Even the mother, who is a famous actress and singer, and I'm forgetting her name too, but just knocked it out of the park with the performances. So like I'm gonna say, like, is it my favorite movie? No, I wasn't crazy about Avatar being the villain, but it's just I think it was probably definitely the best film of Phase 4. My favorite film, obviously, Spider-Man. We're not going to argue that, but as far as a film, it was the best film.
All right, Joe. Well, we have someone here asking us here on the chat. Said, ask Joe about how he was a real life superhero after that movie.
How was I a real life superhero after that movie? Well, I cleaned a popcorn bowl that really super buttery. I don't really remember it. I did wear a bedazzled shirt that was $500, so I was a fancy gentleman with jewels on my back. But yeah, I don't remember really being heroic other than just taking I you know what, I am
apparently
heroic. Thank you. I saved a purse. I saved an expensive purse. I forgot about that during the mid-credit scenes.
Come on now, see, that's a hero right there. Come on, I'm gonna give you some claps right there. That's my hero, yeah. That's my hero.
Gotta save that purse.
About that. Person seems to have intimate knowledge of my personal life.
Gosh.
It's kind of scary.
Stalker. Well, stalker.
Well, yeah, it's okay.
As long as you're okay with it, right, Joe?
Yeah, I like attention.
But yeah, go ahead, Chris.
So I know we talked about Wakanda already, but I brought it up so Joe could get his words in, because he didn't partake in our last live stream. But Wakanda, like I said before, very tasteful movie. They from beginning to end, very tasteful. It was a well movie to end Phase 4. Now we're ready for Phase 5. We don't know where we're going because Phase 4 was crazy, but Wakanda was good. Action sequence were excellent. Is best movie of the year, but like Joe said, it does not beat Spider-Man Far From Home. No Way Home. Sorry, Spider-Man No Way Home.
Any of the homes, really.
Any movie or show in Phase 4, this is not the best, but it is up there. But it was a good ending to Phase 4. Now, changing speeds a little bit, we're going to talk about a different genre. We're going to get into my favorite genre, is Star Wars. And I was going to bring up Andor. Luis hasn't finished Andor yet, so we're going to save that one for the next time we talk. But there was another show that came out during in the last month or so, Tales of the Jedi. I'm going to throw this over to Joe. So, what do you think of Tales of the Jedi?
I think it took the best. Like here's my problems. Quite frankly, here's my problems with the Clone Wars and Rebels. They are children's shows in essence, and I am a very mature adult, clearly. But the problem is they have to throw in so many filler episodes. And anybody who's just like, oh, do I have to watch the cartoons? Or they're like, oh, I'm just like, there's Star Wars gold in there.
Yeah.
The channel is named after one of the characters that, only recently got live action. So there is absolute gold in those series. However, it's peppered with horrible episodes or just, nonsense episodes.
Yeah.
Like, I really am looking for the master list of somebody to be like, hey, watch these episodes and call it a day of both series. That being said, I think this was an example of the best of both of those series. I love that we got an origin story on Dooku. I thought that was phenomenal, and I loved how it paralleled whatchamacallit, episode
Phantom
1.
Menace.
But like one thing I really thought was cool was that we got a story that with the last one with Ahsoka, where I'm pretty sure that storyline was in a book. Ahsoka's book. I think they did, because I read that book. I'm like, I've seen this before. No, I've heard this before.
It was in the book, but it changed a little bit of it.
They did. It wasn't exact, but the characters' names and then like kind of like the tattletaling situation.
Yeah.
So I thought it was great all the way around. I liked it a lot more than the anime one that we had last year. Although that had some cool visuals.
Oh,
and stuff like
Visions,
that.
Star Wars Visions.
Overall, yeah, Visions.
Yeah.
Cool. What about you, Lucas?
Overall thought it was just a much better.
Yeah, I think for me, when it comes to like Tales of the Jedi, I really do appreciate the animation of it. I don't know. It's just a smoother animation, and it also makes me miss the Clone Wars, especially with the last season. Seeing Ahsoka again is always nice. But I can say, like, even though I love Ahsoka, she's my favorite character. I think Dooku stole the whole entire like series, to be honest. Dooku for me, oh my gosh, I want more of Dooku. I really do. I would love to see more of that animation in his own show. I think that would be like, I would watch that. And it was interesting to see, like, you like, I don't know, maybe for me, like, when you're watching, Clone Wars, or when you're watching the movies, you're just like, oh, this guy's just a bad guy, so that's just who he is, but you kind of see more of like his backstory and like more of his like actual character, and also like I could reason with Dooku. I was like, oh snap! Like a lot of the things that he was thinking, like, made sense to me, and like you could see his love for his Padawan, Qui-Gon. Like that literally tipped everything over for him. Like, oh man, I'm like, dang. Same thing with Anakin. Like these things are just like relevant, and you can see also how the Jedi Council was flawed, and I think Dooku made sense. So I don't know. To me, I thought that was really impressive. Brought a different taste also of like the Jedi Council, and also Mace Windu kind of being very like just rule based. And I'm like, dude, come on, man. Like, how can you not see what Dooku is saying right here? Like losing the sense of what a Jedi is. For me, I thought it was really well done. I want more of Dooku, though.
He wants more Dooku. And I will just say, addressing the chat, I just want to say that, first of all, Evan Seacree is a separatist strategist, so we won't be listening to him. That's number one. And number two, we all want more Jar Jar Binks, because guy got a bad rap, actor got a bad rap, and he didn't really have any speaking roles in episode 3. He just sat there and looked sad.
So we got a question on YouTube here. Are we going to get a Dooku TV show? I hope so after this. I really, really do. And the reason why I say that, this was done very well. You could see the aging of Clone Wars, Rebels, Bad Batch, and now we have Tales of the Jedi. because it started off kiddie-ish in Clone Wars and Rebels, and as we progressed everything, it's made more for adults now. It's not so much kiddie-ish anymore, which is, I think it plays to the age of the viewers. The viewers are young when they watch Clone Wars, and now we're all mature now, so now we're going to get a little bit more mature uh, Star Wars cartoons. But getting back to Jedi Tales, excellent. A lot of cool little details in everything. I Ahsoka. It's cool that we got a little bit more story of Ahsoka, but I think we should have maybe filled it in with another Jedi that we really don't know about or we want to know about.
Squid face.
Yes.
Ventress would have been nice.
Venture's cool. Now, getting on that, since I watched Tales of the Jedi, there is a book, Dooku Lost Jedi, that is supposed to be really, really good. I started listening to the audiobook. Holy cow, it's like if I was watching a movie, but I'm only listening to a movie. The voice actors, there's voice actors for every single character, and Silas Ventress is in the book. So I recommend that to everybody. If you guys like Tales of the Jedi, go to Audible, get the Audible book. I mean, if you sign up for Audible, you get one free book a month, which I think is good enough, and you can just listen to it. It's very, very good. When I was working the other day, I was listening to it while I was working, and it was actually motivating me to work because it was so good. But I think we should get a new series of at least a show of Dooku for Disney Plus would be great. Dave Filoni, he knows what Star Wars is, and I'm saying that right now. We're going to pick that up later on in our chat.
Yeah.
Now, guys, I would like to take. Oh, I'm so sorry. I would like to take a time out and to thank our sponsor, Contigo Water Containers. Now, we used to have an agreement with Poland Spring, but they never paid us or paid us any mind or actually just responded to any of my emails. But keeps your water cold or hot or just in a jar for 3 weeks. And when you open this cap up and you just
look at that, refresh.
It's just refreshing. It's still like it's so watery. It's the best tasting tap water in a jar that you put in yourself that you'll ever have. So Contigo leak-proof lids. Back to you, Chris.
Yeah, we actually do. We do have a poll question here. It says, who in this group would appreciate a Death Tree? Oh, sorry, would appreciate a Death Star tree topper?
I could go for some death sticks.
Liquid Death. How about Liquid Death? You guys don't know about Liquid Death. I'm telling you right now.
I'm not.
I'm telling you right now. Liquid Death, horrible name. Amazing water. I just gotta say that. You can kill your thirst. Oh, do. Sorry.
Nice.
Awesome.
That'll be our next sponsor.
Cool. So now we're gonna move into our main subject, guys, and I really would like your thoughts on this. The state of Disney.
Mm-hmm.
Disney recently was shaken up. And what we mean shaken up is they got rid of one Bob and brought in an old Bob.
Double bobbed.
We got double Bobs.
Bobbing for apples.
Double Bob. So to lead off into this, Bob Chapek, he was a CEO that was appointed by Bob Iger in 2019, I believe. I think it was 2019, right before the pandemic happened. He took over. Bob Chapek did a good job during COVID with Disney. He kept them floating, kept them going, kept them making money. They got the fourth quarter numbers in this year. They were not good, and they got rid of the guy on a Sunday. I think that's just. I feel bad for Bob Chapek, but he can't say anything because in his parting gift, he can't talk about anything of what happened.
Yeah, he's in the basement somewhere, tied up by Michael Eisner with a
Which Kevin?
He's probably next to Walt Disney's Frozen Body.
Yeah. I mean, I can't finish the joke that I want to do, but yeah.
So, with that being said, Bob Iger has now taken control of Disney again, and he's starting to make a little shakeup on certain topics. But what do you guys think of this news? And let's go over to Joe.
So I think overall, I mean, Disney's a monopoly. I mean, it's not going anywhere. They're, constantly acquiring, more streaming rights and stuff on their entertainment side. I think the theme parks definitely need some attention because I think they're hemorrhaging funds there. And I think the movies have to take a little bit of work because we're still trying to they're still trying to find a new balance with what's going on Disney Plus, what's going into theaters. Because even the Marvel movies, I mean, Black Panther, I mean, the numbers look impressive, but I don't think they came anywhere close to what we were doing, around the time of Endgame. So they're likely, trying to figure that situation out, and as somebody in the chat said, who I definitely don't know, he might not be the best person to guide that entire ship, and that's probably why they went back to somebody who was, had experience recently just doing this. Mm-hmm. So I think overall they're going to be fine. I think they really need to they're testing out their licenses on the entertainment side. I don't really know any. I love the theme parks, but I don't know what they're doing or what they're not doing to make money. But I do love the theme parks. I just think I think they really need to be better with their licenses in general. Star Wars is an example of that. Marvel. I mean, we kind of talked about it. Phase 4 is a little bit of a train wreck. And I don't know.
I'm sorry for you, but Star Wars, we haven't had a movie in 3 years.
Yeah.
Like no movie, not one movie.
One was canceled, and we don't actually know when the next one's coming out or what it's about. Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, I mean, that was wasn't that like the biggest thing? Like that's what came back in quarter 4. It was like he lost $15 million, right? Or I think more than that actually, but.
$15 million is like like a McDonald's.
Yeah,
meal
it's probably $15 billion then. It was something big. It was something I was like, oh, this guy going crazy. But I think so. Here's what my hot take, right? When it comes to the state of Disney, right? Disney Plus, right? This guy has heavily invested into a lot of shows, right? We may have not got Star Wars movies, but we got a lot of Star Wars shows. We did get a lot of Marvel shows. They just released how one episode of a Marvel episode is about 10 million just to produce that one episode. So to me, I'm well, if you're making over 600 million from a movie in profit, right? Why are you going to spend 15 million for each episode, and where people are not subscribing? Clearly from their quarter 4 reports, they're not getting subscribers like they thought they would. The shows this year have been trash. Let's just be honest, right? It was just trash. I mean, it's.
Well, I want to just go back on you. They are getting subscribers. That's the funny thing about it. They are getting subscribers. Subscribership for Disney Plus keeps on going up every month.
Aren't they changing the pricing because they're realizing they're not making money off the streaming services?
They're changing the pricing. They're changing the pricing because we're in
recession. Yeah.
We're not in a recession, but we're in inflation time, so everything's going up. You know what I mean?
I feel inflated. And we're definitely heading towards a recession.
Yes, we are
headed. That's the problem. And I love the idea of live streaming from Galactic Star Cruiser. Thank you for that. But started to bring that up. That's another thing. I mean, we're talking about how much did they invest in that, and it sounds like an amazing experience for Star Wars fans. However, $4,500 to $5,000 a night.
It priced me out. I'm a Star Wars fan.
Yeah.
It priced me out. I'm not going, and they're not giving no deals yet. So I'm hoping when Bob Iger really gets into this, looks at, to me, Disney has priced us out. And that's against Disney's mantra. They're not supposed to price us out. They're supposed to, help us with deals and stuff like that. I've been looking. You don't get that many deals anymore. In the last year, I'd have been to Disney last year. So
well, we went to Disney in June, and I have the DVC, and which is like their vacation package thing. So essentially, we get the nice hotel rooms for free, but you're still like, like not even going to the parks every day, you're still dropping like,
Right.
$2,500, $3,000, and that's not for like luxury.
No.
That's just getting into the parks, doing anything in the parks, all the add-ons, and plus you don't want to wait in the lines like Rise of the Resistance, for example. I was more than happy to spend $30 because I didn't want to stay in a line for 3 hours.
Mm-hmm. I'm going Disney. I'm going Disney Cruise next March, so we're planning to go to Disney for 3 days before the cruise. We're going on the new ship, but even still, it's expensive. Like I'm looking at stuff like, okay, we built lightsabers at Savi's workshop for $200. It's $250.
Ugh. Don't tell me
Like,
that.
come on, like
Price of
Yeah,
Kyber
yeah,
crystals have gone up
yeah,
significantly.
like come on, like Disney, and I can see why they need a shake up in leadership because there's no reason for them to be pricing us out of things. Look, we're fans. Like I'm a Star Wars fan. When I get a chance to go to Disney, I'm going to Hollywood Studios. I'm going to Galaxy's Edge. I'm going to go there as much time as possible. I'm going to ride the Millennium Falcon 5 times if I can.
And we're not going to be gunners. Stupid. We're engineers. We're the pilots.
Yeah.
Push the kids out of the way.
Or go on Rise of Resistance, you know what I mean? Like stuff like that. That's what fans want. But on the downside is, like I stated before, no Star Wars movie came out. That's what fans are really upset about, Star Wars fans. No Star Wars movie. Yes, we're getting shows, but we're not getting any movies.
But
Movies made
Yeah.
Star Wars. We cannot forget that. And then I think a lot of the fiasco with Marvel is a big thing that happened with Bob Chapek going.
well, yeah. I mean, you have Black.
Because that a lot of money.
Well,
spent
yeah.
there.
I mean, not even just that money, but you also have like, the whole Black Widow thing, right? When we were in a pandemic and like, what was it, Disney Plus Premium, was it, for like paying like $30 for one movie that was gonna come out in 2 months, like that whole shabbat, right, with Black Widow. Then you have the whole this year is just I'm sorry, I just don't like Marvel this year. It's just
No, I'll agree with that. Unfortunately, I hate saying it, but yeah.
I'll tell you this much: the Guardians of the Galaxy Christmas special was way better than She-Hulk.
Oh, She-Hulk was not even like
But that She-Hulk was a TV series, and this was only a special.
But that's
on.
But that's what I'm saying, right? So you're making She-Hulk, which is what, 10 episodes, and each episode is about $10 million in just production, right? So if you're wasting $100 million in She-Hulk, how many subscribers are you getting? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't see that correlation really adding up for Disney, and I think that's what kind of made Disney reflect, looking at their numbers, and they're like, yo, we are spending way too much, we're investing in too much, and we're not getting the results that we typically want, and because we're not getting that number, we have to raise prices in other areas because we're not making money. We're not, like, yes, are they making money more than like the average Joe? Of course. No pun intended, Joe, my bad. But you know what I mean? So, I mean, like...
Well, that brings up an interesting question, though, because Kevin Feige is very much responsible for the success of the MCU. And outside of a few movies that maybe weren't, like, great, they were still quality,
Right.
Why is all of a sudden it's going downhill? Like, there was a rumor out that somebody handed him a script for Secret Wars, and he lost his mind and, like, got really mad because apparently it was that bad. So I don't know if he is in that much control anymore, what's going on, but also he really knew how to steer a ship. How is a twerking She-Hulk really on the menu for the level of realism that we had going?
I think he was stretched thin. And when I say he's stretched thin, we were getting 1 to 2 movies a year of Marvel. Then
now
you
we
throw
got 3.
now we got 3, but then now you're throwing Disney Plus in, and you're getting like 3 or 4 series in this. So he can't be everywhere. I'm sorry, he cannot be everywhere. So they have to cut down. Yes, it sounds like a good idea. I think fans want to see all this stuff that's happening. But, like, okay, look at TV shows that were a success. Like, to me, WandaVision was good. Stick with that. Loki was good. Stick with that. Miss Marvel, don't do that. She-Hulk.
I liked Miss Marvel.
No. Miss Marvel was good, but I think it could have been the production could
The
have been a little
writing
bit
could have
better.
been so much better.
Writing.
I think honestly, and this isn't high praise at all, but it was probably my favorite Marvel series of the year because we're comparing it to Moon Knight and we're comparing it to She-Hulk, right?
Yeah.
Did I miss one? I don't think I did.
No, it was just 3 this year.
Yeah. So like,
Yeah.
well, like, yeah, I'm
Like
like it was
She-Hulk.
the least offensive.
She-Hulk, it's like Kevin Feige didn't even look at anything when that came
Yeah.
out. You know, and mind you, we got Daredevil. Daredevil's coming back. We got to see that.
Yeah,
That's
but what type of Daredevil? You know, like that's the thing. It's like he came onto the scene real quick and he like reminded you of the awesome Netflix show, but then they turn him into a big joke and like it's like, oh, everybody's a superhero. It's like it's just too. I understand they were trying to go for like a comedy hour or comedy 30 minutes, but there's a right way to do different genres. Like you want to do animated genres. What if? Okay, that was different, but it was great. But like you're taking an established character, and it's just like, it's just it's a bit much. It's the scene where all the women come up at the end of Endgame and like, let's do this, girls. Wait, that's Shania Twain.
That's a good thing you said that. Like Bob Iger, when he had a meeting with all employees of Disney last week, and there was actually a narrator there asking him questions, and one question is about having politics in the movies and shows, and he stated this should not happen. There should be two separate worlds. People are coming to see what we're doing to escape the real world.
Yeah.
So that stuff can't. And I think that's where Bob Chapek, he was inviting that stuff in, or he was just letting it come in, and he wasn't trying to prevent it from.
Well, I mean, if you're gonna do like I'm all for inclusion, is if it's a natural part of the story. I feel like that's where the Black Panther movies have really shined, and that's honestly that's where I felt Miss Marvel also actually shined a little bit too, because it kind of showed a different culture. It kind of like it almost did it was a little goofy, but it did it in almost a more realistic way. Whether you like the actresses or you didn't. But like like some of the other stuff they're doing where it's just like setting everybody up to be replaced, it's just kind of like
it doesn't work. It doesn't work, and it doesn't feel right.
Yeah, I think you nailed it on the head. It doesn't feel right.
Yes.
Like and like it's hard to top Endgame, but we've had some like we followed up with Far From Home, which was a great ride, and then the next Spider-Man. But really, outside of that, we had WandaVision.
Endgame. It's a very high bar, and I don't think we're ever going to hit it. We'll get close to it, but I don't think we're ever going to pass it. No. And that's one thing as being a fan is we can't set that bar high.
Yeah.
Things got to be good, yes. Now this leads up to my other part of this question is, do you guys think Bob Iger is the savior right now, coming back as CEO? And does he shake up things in Marvel, and does he shake up things in Star Wars?
I think they're probably going to look at what worked and what didn't, which is what DC tried to do multiple times and failed. That's a separate conversation with James Gunn taking the helm. But I think overall he's probably looking at the business as a whole. So there's a lot of different things that he's got to regulate, but like, I would be happy if they did less. There's going to be a lot of movies coming out. I don't think we need
less is more. Less is more, I think.
Well, a lot of people are worried about superhero fatigue, and I got to be honest, I started feeling it this year. Like I wasn't that excited about it and stuff. When you get a feeling like you're going to a DC movie that you're not sure about, that's like not Batman, when you're going to a Marvel movie, that stinks. Usually you go to Marvel movies and you're excited. As soon as 2021 hit, I went to Black Widow and be like, oh, that's okay. And then I went to Shang-Chi. I'm like, okay. But then we got slapped in the face with stinking the Eternals.
Oh, God.
You guys know that I have some thoughts on that.
That's what about you, Luis?
We don't speak of Eternals. But, yeah, I mean, I'm hoping that kind of goes to what you guys are saying, like less is more. Like as of right now, we don't really have confirmation on any shows next year. We have confirmation on 3 movies next year, right? Because those are done and produced. But we don't really have shows, and I'm hoping that we don't, to be honest. Because like Joe said, like this year, like I was not excited after after Ms. Marvel. I wasn't excited to watch She-Hulk. I wasn't excited to watch Thor. Black Panther was like the only hype of this year for me. Like I'm not like I kind of felt that like I was like, oh, I don't know anymore. Like you guys,
I had high hopes for Thor. Like, well, not high hopes, but like I liked the premise of them bringing in Jane. But yeah, still, it was just like, okay, all right, yeah, yeah. But to Bafahog's point in the chat, Iger did actually, spearhead the acquisition of Marvel and Lucasfilm.
Right.
So, I mean, regardless of what you want to say about the Star Wars sequel, which is sequels which were, divisive, but I enjoyed them mostly. I think they've done a good job with that property. I think the TV shows for Star Wars, for the most part, kind of they mostly knock it out of the park. But I mean, even Boba Fett, but like I think that's the worst that they had, and it wasn't bad. It just wasn't as interesting until it became Mandalorian season 2.5.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
So like I like Obi-Wan. Obi-Wan should have been a movie. I'm rewatching it right now.
I'm with you. That I agree 100%. Like. To piggyback that is, I don't think there needs to be that much changes in Marvel side of the business, except for maybe less shows. Concentrate on more movies or specials, let's say. For Disney, not for Disney, for Star Wars, I think it's time for Kathleen to go.
Yes, please put Dave.
And yeah, please put a like. Yes, 100%. Kathleen's got to go. Because
an F for Favreau
and
Filoni,
Dave,
the dream team.
Dave, let them spearhead Star Wars because they have George Lucas's vision. I'm sorry, they have his vision.
Yeah.
Like I haven't watched yet, but I plan to start watching Willow this week. Willow, I love the original Willow movie. I can't wait to start watching the Willow series. And we're gonna touch on this later, but the Indiana Jones trailer was phenomenal.
Yeah.
Those are George Lucas's babies, all that stuff.
Right.
And I don't think Kathleen has the vision like George has. Now, when Bob Iger bought Star Wars, when Disney bought Star Wars, George gave the option to Bob Iger to keep Kathy or not, or bring somebody in new. He elected, out of the good graces of George, to keep Kathy on.
Right.
To this day, George does not like what's happening with Star Wars. To this day.
Oh yeah, he even said like Luke is not his Luke.
Except for the stuff that Dave Filoni does. And as fans, we see that. Disney needs to see that, and I think that I'm gonna make a bold prediction for 2023. I would say within the first half a year of Star Wars, Kathy is probably going to move on. I think she's going to be gone by May the 4th.
That's a horrible announcement for her.
Yeah. Yes. Hey, celebrate. No, you're out.
The incels would celebrate across the galaxy.
Yeah. But
it means well. And, it's just, to me, that's what's really, and has nothing to do with her being a woman or anything like that. It's just her way of thinking is not in line of what Star Wars is supposed to be.
Well, I don't really also the problem is I don't really think that we also know what happened behind closed doors, because if she had George's vision, because George was always a great visionary, but he was terrible at execution, especially when he wanted to do everything himself. Great vision, great ideas, great world building, terrible director, terrible writer, not writer, but dialogue. So I think it's one of those things where we don't really know what happened, because I love J.J. Abrams. I love him as a director. I feel like I don't know what Disney's idea was with the sequels, where
Right.
it just was like, oh, we're going to bring in 3 different people with 3 different ideas. But what happened was J.J. Abrams laid out what he wanted to do. The other guy came in and just did something else. And then J.J. Abrams came into, I'm going to finish my story somehow. And if they followed the whole narrative, I don't know if it would have been as good, but I mean, you know, I don't know that it would have been as bad, but it definitely, I think it would have been better, because it definitely seems like they were trying to tell 2 or 3 different stories.
For sure. Well, that's what I'm hoping that this, you know, having Iger back is he kind of helps meld like all these different relationships. You know what I mean? Like we're talking about it. All these different relationships either have lost a theme, lost a vision, or like just overall across the board, there's not like they're just not on the same page. Like we almost lost Spider-Man last year, right? If it wasn't for drunken Tom Holland to call both Sony and Disney, like we almost lost that, you know.
But we got Morbius for it too, as well. So there's always yin and yang.
Yeah.
It
But
was not, in fact, Morbin time.
But Iger was very key into getting Spider-Man. You know, he was very key in terms of that relationship with Sony to bring in that aspect of having Tom Holland. So he does have like good public relation skills, and I'm hoping that he brings that back. And I hope that like there is like a sit down with like every different like franchise, whether it's Star Wars, Marvel, like Pixar, right? Like Pixar was also mad about certain movies being only streamed on Disney Plus. So you know what I mean? Like I'm hoping that
Their latest movie bombed. The latest movie that came out,
which one?
the Lost World or the New World.
Oh, The Lost World. Yeah.
The Lost World. That did poorly in the movies. Like the ratings were very bad for that.
Yeah.
And it's never I think it was done by Pixar. The movie.
Was that? No, I think that was a straight Disney.
No, straight Disney. But for a movie not to hit, I think it only made 40 million.
Oh wow, that's really low for Disney.
They need a Bruno style song.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, it just didn't hit the mark. So.
But it was rumored. It was actually reported on that somebody close to Lucasfilm was told that like she's got to stop announcing future Star Wars projects, and this was reported on by Hollywood Reporter editor Matt Baloney, whose name I'm definitely pronouncing wrong, in October. So I mean, it is kind of looking like it's just like, hey, we're going to be making some changes. Don't announce anything. So they could have a lot of stuff in the pipe. There might even be stuff filming that we don't even know about.
Yeah.
Which is awesome. But you know, I mean, I don't know. I don't even know where to go with the movies anymore. There's so much there. I mean, as we saw with Andor, which I know you haven't finished, but there's so much that they can actually tell amazing human stories in the same universe without it being fantastic, and different types of stories too. You know, I love that about Andor. It's just like, okay, this is Star Wars, but it's also not. It's just very.
I could say they made the Empire scary again.
Yeah.
Andor made the Empire scary again, which, you know what, they're supposed to be scary.
All without scary mystical creatures or emperors or Darth Vaders or anything like that.
Yes, it was good. Andor. It's a slow burn, but we'll get to that. You guys,
are we being represented by Batu Bits?
Batu Bits?
Batu Bits. Chris, have you had Batu Bits?
No, I haven't.
Have you been to Batu?
I've been to Batu,
but you haven't had the bits.
Nope.
Go back to Batu and get the bits.
I gotta get the bits.
Got to get those bits.
I gotta get these bits.
And there's one thing that'll numb your lips.
Okay,
when you have them with the bits.
What the heck?
This is at Galaxy. This is at Galaxy's Edge at the bar.
Okay, well, you know what? Disney like outpriced me, so I haven't gone. I'm poor.
I'm starting to save now.
Living with her parents.
I'm saving now. I'll probably be able to buy a half of a lightsaber when I get there in March. So
make your own blue milk. All right. Sorry.
I do that every
I
day.
had to repeat what was in the chat.
You guys have anything else to add about what's happening with Disney, or are we good?
No, but I want to tell everybody that's watching, or guys, comment down below. We want to know what you guys are thinking about Disney. What do you guys feel about this new CEO change? Should Marvel do more shows? Maybe less shows? Maybe less movies? Are you excited for Phase 5? We definitely would love to hear your opinions and your thoughts. And this can help us for our next time when we go live, because we want to hear from you guys. We want to make this very conversational.
Oh, well,
Yes.
I mean, we're going live in February for the introduction of Kang, so
Yeah.
know that.
Oh yeah, Ant-Man and Quantumania.
Ant-Man's got to save us because that's kicking off Phase 5.
That's a good segue to end this stream. Let's talk about all these phenomenal trailers we got this week,
Okay.
this past week.
All right.
What
So,
was your guys' favorite trailer this week? And maybe number one, because there was only a handful that came out.
I think Louise, I know I've been taking the lead on a lot of these, but I'm going to go first and say.
Okay, so
Cocaine
I'm going to
Bear.
go and take the lead on this one.
That's a real trailer. Have you seen it? Google Cocaine Bear. Somebody in the chat. Have this.
Yes.
Cocaine
Okay.
Bear.
Yes.
Based on a true story.
Okay,
It's true.
cocaine. Wait, did you say
It's true.
Cocaine Bear?
Cocaine Bear.
Yeah, Joe's right on the money.
Uh,
I saw the trailer too. It was funny.
Phenomenal.
Okay, well, I'm going to go back to the real question, and I can't. No, I didn't watch no Cocaine Bears. I'm a normal.
Bear. It's just one
Okay,
alpha
okay.
predator.
Cocaine Bears. Bear.
Bear.
I guess number one for
You
me
say Bear?
would be Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. We'll go back to that because there's something that I want to ask. Number two, I'm going to have to go with Indiana Jones. And then number three, Transformers. And I mean, Anthony Ramos, like, that's my guy, man. He's the East Coast. He's from New York. You know what I mean? Like, Latin power. So I just got to say that.
Did you
No,
say
Latin power.
Oh, jeez. I thought White
What about
Panther
it?
was real for a second.
Go ahead.
What about you, Joe? What's your ranking? Or do you have any more? You have any more, Luis? I'm sorry.
No, I'm good. Go ahead, Joe.
Good. All right.
Cocaine
Get out
Bear.
of here. Can we kick?
Number one,
We're never
obviously.
kick you out. No,
But the thing
no,
is, it's true. I gotta let it go
No,
because it's
we're looking
true.
for guys. We're looking for someone who wants to join. No, get out of here, Cocaine, with your Cocaine Bear.
Well, Steve in the chat here said I do agree. Cocaine Bear was my favorite.
Man, what is Cocaine Bear? It's like you guys are telling me about Build a Bear, but you guys decided to build a bear in the hood.
No, this bear accidentally ingests a ton of crack.
This sounds like Ted.
And antics ensue.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, that's Ted.
Okay, so Cocaine Bear, number one. Number two, Indiana Jones. For sure. Nostalgia feels like, even if you didn't like the movies, it's great seeing Harrison Ford back in that role. It looks like it's going to be a lot of fun, so I'm excited to see that. And then, yeah, I'd say like Transformers. I loved Bumblebee. I thought I wasn't out of it because I'll always see the Transformers movies, but they're like, it's like Fast and Furious at this point. But like Bumblebee surprised me because it had heart. So if it's following in the same vein as that and they're learning the lessons they did from that, I'll be excited for it. The trailer looked cool.
I think it's part 2 to Bumblebee, believe it or not.
It was in the 90s.
Okay, so hopefully it's in the same, like, you know, the B timeline,
Yes.
the Beetleverse, the Beebleverse. Beebleverse. Okay, sorry. Go ahead.
Anything else? Anything else?
No, that's pretty much it. That's in that order. Cocaine Bear, just again, Indiana Jones. I'd say Guardians over the Transformers. The Transformers trailer was cool, but like I said, I've been burned before. Not
Man,
Michael.
I gotta watch Cocaine Bear now because
Yeah, Steve, my buddy Steve said you gotta watch it, Luis. You gotta watch it.
man, I'm
Yeah.
telling you, it sounds like Ted 3, but whatever.
So, my number one, for nostalgia purposes, Indiana Jones. It was great to see that. It looks good. My second favorite, and I was blown away by the IG of the whole thing, was the Transformers trailer. And just seeing Optimus Prime as G1 Optimus Prime finally, like, that made my day. After that, I would say Guardians of the Galaxy was number three. Ant-Man, I can't consider Ant-Man a trailer because we just saw a lot of what
Oh,
happened in the past. What happened in the past, which was good because they are setting up. Okay, that was the last phase. Now we're getting ready for a new phase. I kind of that was kind of a good thing. And then I would rank Cocaine Bear because that was a hilarious trailer.
Yeah. Coke Bear.
no, stop.
Steve here says the Transformers is a combo of Michael Bay's effects and the heart of Bumblebee. So that's good. So we're gonna get a little bit of both. I mean, Michael Bay's Transformers 1 and 2 were good, especially 1. 1 was excellent. Then
I'd say 1 and 3. I thought 2 was a train wreck.
3? Are you kidding me?
No,
Yeah.
I said anything after 2 was bad.
You had Spock as Prime.
Yeah, true. Well, number one still one of my that's
Yeah.
groundbreaking.
Number 1 was great. I mean, Megan Fox looking sweaty. Who didn't like that?
Oh gosh.
Sweaty and dirty.
Actually, true story. Joe took me to go see Transformers.
Transformers 1 or 2? No, I took you to Transformers 2. No, we went to Transformers 3 as well.
We went to
Maybe
all
we
three.
went to Transformers 3.
We went to all three together.
Well, we didn't go to 1 because I was still living in Colorado at that time. But I know we did a group trip to 2.
Oh.
And we took a boys trip to 3.
Yeah, I know.
I remember that.
Yeah, I remember Joe taking me.
My boy Steve, he ranked them. He said Transformers is 1, Guardians is 2, Ant-Man is 3, and Indy is 4.
Man, it's a good list.
I'm disappointed, Steve. I'm disappointed you put Indy at the bottom of the list. That's not good, man.
Hey, man. But he had Guardians at 2, though. So at least there was no Cocaine Bear. That's all I gotta say. Steve, all I gotta say is you didn't put Cocaine Bear. So, you know, you go with me, bro. You go with me, Steve. But
Nobody put the Winnie the Pooh horror movie either, so that's a little disappointing, but that's fine.
What about
Not a real horror fan.
What about the Grinch one, dude? The evil Grinch?
Oh, the horror. Yeah, I saw there's a horror Grinch movie now, too.
No, are you serious?
Yeah, well, everybody's having mental issues this year, so let's mess them up a little bit more.
Okay.
We're running out of ideas in Hollywood, so let's just take old kid shows and make them.
Wait. So, guys, here, I gotta ask this question. I wanted to ask this before, but I gotta ask it now. Watching the trailer of Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, who is dying? Who is Peter Quill yelling at?
So it's funny. I'm gonna jump in here because it's funny you said that because I did some research. Supposedly, Gunn is really messing with us. He filmed multiple heroes dying, so we don't know who's gonna really die until we actually go see it.
Well, yeah,
He might not even know yet.
Yeah.
I'm
But I would say they went heavy on Rocket Raccoon meeting his love, getting back in contact with his love. We're gonna go see the planet where he's from. So I have a feeling it might be Rocket.
I'm gonna disagree and say there might be something. I mean, they might have to do something a little bit more impactful. I mean, I feel like they might want like Gamora and Peter to reconcile. But because the Christmas special was all about saying, hey, they're siblings, Mantis and them, it might be Mantis that gets it. That might be the emotional arc there because he loses his family member one way or the other.
And that was a cool thing with the special. They dropped that in the special. I think that was cool. They kept the special in the timeline. It wasn't a separate thing. They kept it. And
yeah,
then,
I thought it was going to be corny, but I was there for it, and I love the intro song.
And I'm telling you right now, before you answer, Luis, the hero of the next Phase 5 will be Kevin Bacon.
Oh yeah, for sure. Kevin Bacon is gonna save the universe again.
Guys, Kevin Bacon's kind of a sore subject for me because anytime I talk about it, people don't really want to hear me on the subject. So I don't know. I have no thoughts, but I think we do need to keep him in prayer.
Okay.
So that's what I'm going to say.
But you know what? I mean, I would have to say either. I think it's going to be Rocket or Drax. I mean, we already know how Batista feels about Marvel, you know, and the only reason why he's doing Volume 3 is because of James Gunn. James Gunn is officially gone now after this movie, so it could be his way out too. Drax could be.
That'll be our.
I just feel like Drax wouldn't
One
be
of our
that
topics
impactful.
for the next next show.
Okay, we got that for next show. My bad. It's just a question.
No. I'm adding it to the list, so that's next show.
Yeah.
Talk about the gun.
Talking about the gun.
Steve did right here. Oh no, Cocaine Bear was number 1, but I was trying to keep it to the ones y'all were bringing up.
Okay.
And then he goes, he says Drax or Rocket.
Oh yeah.
He's gonna die in there.
Bradley Cooper's got crap to do, I've heard.
Yeah. Bogahad said Rocket, so we got some mixed answers there.
I believe the correct spelling of that is
Bafahad.
Bafahad.
Sorry.
Yes, thank you. We don't want to offend our
My
viewers. Yeah. For
Cool.
sure.
Okay.
No doubt.
That was awesome. You guys have anything in mind that you guys gonna collect or buy or want from Sandman?
Oh my goodness.
When it comes to shit?
You know what? Whoa, what is that, Joe?
I want this
Okay.
character. It's Robert Pattinson with an electric stick.
Joe, what are you collecting for this season?
Well, I am more of a gadget guy. So like I don't really have too many things on my list. I do want to finish my Infinity Stone collection from Disney. So I've got the Tesseract, I've got the I've got everything but the Reality Stone, but Disney, they have the staff and it's horrible. So I might just have to 3D print my own. And that is something I'm actually really excited about this year because I did pre-order a 3D printer, like a new one that's a little bit easier to use. So I'm really excited about getting into that and hopefully printing out some really awesome nerd stuff.
Maybe we get some videos of you printing stuff.
Yeah, yeah. It's got time lapse built in. I don't even have to be lazy.
Me and Luis can give you ideas on what to print. That'd be cool.
Make like a Louise Batman costume. It's gonna be awesome.
We'll make our own. You heard it here, guys. You heard it here live. Joe's gonna make us all Mandalorian suits with his 3D printer.
Well, there is a guy that I watch on YouTube. He made a life-size Master Chief. And everything, and he's doing the villain too now.
I've been Master Chief in VR. Know that. Bone Labs.
Well, for me, guys, so big news. Bandai, biggest brands, Tamashii Nations, they just dropped a whole pre-orders of new things that they're going to be dropping when it comes to Dragon Ball Z, when it comes to Naruto, when it comes to all these different anime stuff. You guys know your boy loves fig arts, loves collecting them. I bought some when I was at New York Comic Con. I think that's going to be my new niche. I think I found the brand that I'm just in love with, which is fig arts. And just saying in that stage for now, I'm definitely getting some Sailor Moon. Okay, I definitely am. That's definitely on my list. I want to get Jupiter. She's my favorite. I watched Sailor Moon when I was a kid. So that was actually one of my first animes watching as a kid. So I'm definitely getting Jupiter, Mars. The list goes on and on. I'm hoping that for Christmas, Santa gets me some Jujutsu Kaisen fig arts. I just collected 2 more Dragon Ball Z figures. Venus is a queen. I got some unboxing videos for you guys for Naruto with Sasuke and Madara, but I'm definitely excited to get more fig arts because my collection is growing in this anime world. Hashtag Anime King. But
guys, before we do actually wrap it up, because it is definitely within the nerdy realm, but I thought it'd be kind of like a good thing to talk about. Jason David Frank, the Green Ranger. We lost him this week, and that was one that hurt like Power Rangers. I don't know why. Like it didn't, of course, did not age well.
Oh, it aged
but
amazing.
still, like you think about it, you go back to it, it's still like it's such a good part of your childhood. And like the costumes were cool, the dinosaurs were cool, the Megazords were cool, especially the original series. And that guy just loved his fans. So I think that is definitely probably one of the biggest nerd losses in 2022. Because he sounded like he was just like a great guy, loved the fans, and was just really committed to really doing it. Plus, the Red Ranger was trash.
Well, yeah. So I mean, with Joe saying that, I definitely need to get a Power Rangers figure arts of my boy, the Green Ranger and the White Ranger.
Yeah,
of course. He was an OG.
Yeah.
He's literally what defined Power Rangers. What a legend. R.I.P. Tommy. But also, on that same news, we did lose the voice of Batman.
Oh my gosh, how could I forget about Kevin? They always go in threes.
Yeah, we lost the voice of Batman. And for me, that one hit me kind of hard. Especially, like, he was my Batman growing up in terms of, like, voice actors. I remember the Batman animated series growing up. Him and the Joker, Harley Quinn, like those were like, he really was Batman. He really captivated that voice.
Well,
so
I watched some episodes of the animated series, but he was mainly the voice of the Arkham Batman. From Arkham. So he was very good Batman. And a lot of the cartoon movies too. So he's going to be sorely missed. Sure, it's a voice that you really can't replace.
Yeah, like literally, we're talking about the best Batman, Kevin Conroy. I mean, even the Arkham series for crying out loud. Besides the movies, I mean, it was ridiculous. President, I will say, because I did watch Mask of Phantasm recently, and it's still like great movie.
Yeah.
So like just great. Like he was at it for so long. It was really nice to see Mark Hamill, like because they were like really close. They did all those the back and forth as Batman and the Joker. So
and there's no other voice like Mark Hamill as the Joker too.
Yeah,
he's the Joker. Great voice actors. We didn't go over what I was going to collect yet.
Oh my goodness! I just jumped in with a tragedy. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. What I'm trying to do is I'm actually trying to get into some figure photography. I think that's something I would like to do on my spare time. So I actually have a whole diorama set here that I am going to unbox and review. And after I do that, I was trying to get out of the Black Series line of figures, but I think the Black Series line would be cool to do photo photography with. So I'm going to be starting that a little bit, and I'm going to continue collecting 1/6 scale figures. I'm eyeing a few. I think I like the Scout Trooper with the speeder bike. I think that might be my next one.
I'm going to go pump some iron, you nerds.
But that's what I'm looking forward to.
Well, guys, thank you guys for tuning into our live stream here. We may be doing another one. We don't know just yet, but we do have a lot of things coming up in 2023. I can't believe we're almost there. We're almost there. Again, we're on the road to 1,000. We're about to hit 600 very soon. We thank you guys so much for your support. We're looking excited into 2023 with Joe's 3D printing, with Chris's, toy photography, and also I'm about to do more of animation stuff with stop motion animation. So definitely tune in, because your boys, we are getting pumped and we are excited that we are about to let it rip into the YouTube world. But this is your boy Luis. I'm out.
Hey guys, thank you for joining us, especially my buddy Steve. Joe doesn't know Steve.
Steve Gillespie, I know him.
Steve, old high school friend of mine. Long story short, the kid never skipped school in his life. So one day, me and a couple of my other buddies, we kidnapped him out of school. I was the getaway. It was awesome. That story We literally threw something over his head and threw him in my car, and we took off.
Oh, that's good. The same thing happened to me at homeschool with my brothers.
Wait, Joe.
But Steve, thank you for watching. But everybody else, thank you.
It's time to sign out.
Oh yeah,
it's time to sign out. Go ahead, Joe.
Guys, happy holidays too, because they're rude. Whether you get down with Kwanzaa, you have a banging Hanukkah, or you just love a good old Christmas. I just hope you guys have a great holiday season, a really happy New Year. Unless we come back, then we'll say it again. But other than that, I'm Joe Fallio, because last name redacted, and I'll see you guys soon. Signing out, Seacrest.
Joe.
Yeah.